Oh, countdown to goodness. This was an update they hit me with, Microsoft, and I kept trying to put off this restart because it can take like 40 minutes on my computer, and I kept putting it off. They said, come on, there's a countdown to goodness. We're all set for the Windows update scheduled at 5:36 p.m. If you're not ready, we'll check back again in an hour. Okay, this is the kind of bull we'll deal with in this video. I mean, that's propaganda completely. Goodness is... When I think of goodness, I think of a Microsoft update. Yeah! Alright. So we have a few issues here. I made a video about Ray McGovern. I have about 3 of them. That he is a shill and he is a CIA gatekeeper. This is the Sam Adams Associates Group. They give an award every year to an intelligence person, works with the government, that has integrity. The first name, Colleen Rowley, you'll hear in this. He mentions her to tie it in with the story he's telling. And we went over Seymour Hersh, we went over William Benny, Chelsea Manning, Edward Snowden, and Ray McGovern's involved in one of the intelligence people for sanity. With this group here, he also votes and gives out the award. So this was the video I'm using to show Ray McGovern. 9/11, 15 years later, what have we learned? It was done not even 2 years ago, so it's pretty up-to-date info. So that's my thing. I put out a video, I criticized Ryan Dawson because he supports Ray McGovern. Now, Ryan Dawson is supposed to be an expert on 9/11. He says he'll debate anybody on 9/11. It ties in with this. And this one is when he was arrested by government thugs. It was on the 12th of this May. And then he did one, though, 7 years ago. In 2011, Ray McGovern brutalized and left bleeding by Hillary Clinton police. So this is America. Okay. Recently, Ryan Dawson was interviewed by No More News. This is Adam Green who runs it, and he interviews people. He had this one, and then he had the next day on the 9th, he had Ban 9/11 Truth YouTuber Ryan Dawson Speaks Out. So he's made movies about it, so he knows 9/11. Adam Green, remember in Godfather when they were shooting all the people there during the baptism? Mo Green was the Jewish guy in Las Vegas that he was getting a massage and they came in and shot him through his glasses, right? And blood was pouring out his glasses. That's another Green. I'm gonna stay away from all the ad hominem attacks that have been back and forth. I want to just deal with the facts, ma'am. Adam Green interviewed Chris Dorsey twice. So No More News, Adam Green, it's kind of like Truth or Light. This is people figure out they want to make a career out of trutherism on the internet. No, this doesn't go on forever. This is supposed to be an means to an end. It's not supposed to be the end. It's not supposed to be your career and you go find people to interview and the people with lots of subs and stuff and build up your clientele, build up your subs and interview anybody. Kind of YouTube channel has all the accolades, pumps all the bullshit out, how great you are, we got this person on, they're very respectful, they compliment the heck out of you, and you come on. This is like all the other stuff on YouTube, like you won't believe what so-and-so said, breaking news, bombshell, all this clickbait and everything. This is like talk show with Dr. Phil. This is not getting down to what is truth. We don't have much time left. The Jews are pretty moved into our country now, into our government and everything else. Chris Dorsey, you don't have to like the way he is. You don't have to like his personality. I see ad hominem stuff going back and forth. The man tells the truth and he knows what he's talking about. Now I'm calling out you guys. I've been involved with the Militia Intelligence Report and Chris Dorsey for a couple years. I never had to do a video that they were lying about stuff and had some shill on. You know, never had to do that. So what's the problem here? Man, he's got a book. Adam, you interviewed him and you didn't even read this writing pamphlet he had on militia. How is that possible, dude? That's not nice. Really. They went back and forth, and after Chris criticizes Adam Green, which he's gonna do, he's gonna criticize anything he doesn't think is right. Man up, step up to it. You'd be ready for a little bit of an argument. You better bring your guns, buddy. Well, then after he criticized you, he was a piece of crap. Clifford Eberhardt has the video on it if you look at it. This is a whole different type of YouTube, and you will find shills here. And just because they speak against Israel and Jews does not mean there's not a psyop in it, as you'll see with Ray McGovern. Netanyahu and Trump, they know all this stuff is out there. You think they're afraid of it? What has come about by all these different facts about 9/11 and the war in Iraq and against wars and everything? They're ready for that. It doesn't bother them because we don't have any power. So then, this is Ryan Dawson. I had put on his channel a comment that I wanted to debate him about Ray McGovern and some of the Sam Adams recipients. He deleted it, but he says I will happily debate anyone. Well, thank you there, Ryan. I'm gonna ask that, I guess. I'd like you to have a debate with me. Okay, we'll see in his videos how it lays out. YouTube is propaganda, all of YouTube. You have your channels that are like Fox, CNN, and you have some channels that are telling the truth, and they're not the ones with hundreds and thousands of views, obviously. Take out anybody's channel that they want, regardless of what you do. You remember the Occupy movement. People were all jazzed on that. It was controlled opposition that got taken out. Where did it go? So now this internet YouTube thing takes off. And we're going to learn about it all fresh to see what the COINTELPRO is, like we did in the 70s. You keep relearning the same stuff. That's what we do. You see Bartley, you see Militia Intelligence Report, Chris Dorsey, Clifford Eberhardt, Ziggy Kelleher, 100 subs. Are you kidding me? All the work that we've done through the years? Massive amount of work we've done. I broke the Lavoie Finicum, all the connections, military-industrial complex, to Lavoie Finicum's family. And he was friends with the head lawyer from the BLM. Nobody picked it up. Nobody, I sent it to everybody. Nobody helped me get it out there. You would think they're working for the same thing, wouldn't you? Same thing with Sandy Hook. I have all kinds of information I've never put out because nobody would help me get the information out when I was starting. The only person who said something about Lavoie was Chris Dorsey, said, I did this research, he's never seen it before. Okay, so what's the problem there? And he put my videos on his own channel then. He had lots of subs. He did me a favor, supported my stuff. How I ran into Chris was I was looking into Lavoie Finicum stuff, Militia, Burns Militia, and the only person who was saying complete fraud from the beginning was Chris Dorsey, so I went and looked at him. I didn't want him to say very nice things to me and hold my hand and make my freaking school lunch. I wanted him to tell me the truth. That's what I needed. You guys need more people interviewing people on the beach in California? Is that what you want? Come on. So let's watch some Ray McGovern on 9/11.
Why would these hijackers and the people who planned all of this for them, why would they do such a thing?
Ray goes on to tell you the lie that they did it for the reason of U.S. supporting Israel. Followed by Ryan Dawson telling us what the truth is, what he believes deep in his heart, who he is as a person, a human being.
People say to me, now Ray, what do you think about these conspiracy theorists? And I say, I think they're terrific. And I resent you calling them conspiracy theorists. All they're trying to do is find out what Kane and Hamilton didn't find out. It doesn't matter what I believe. It's what I see in terms of the empirical evidence. Now, the cover-up. Again, what's being covered up? Well, if you reduce it to its simplest terms, it's either gross misfeasance or gross malfeasance. Let's take misfeasance first. Colleen Rowley, the FBI lawyer who was very active in pursuing what happened at 9/11 and criticizing the FBI for whom she worked, she says, Ray, remember, you worked in government, you know as well as I do that people outside government have no idea of the immense capacity for the various agencies to screw up royally all at the same time, to miss big things, to really screw up. So when you're looking at this, don't dismiss that possibility because it's certainly as likely as not. We know there was no sharing between the CIA and the FBI. We know all kinds of things that didn't happen, okay? We don't well, we know some of whys, but so that's one possibility. That's the misfeasance, okay? That's the stupidity, that's gross negligence that could be called criminal negligence in my book. The other possibility is something much more sinister. That would be malfeasance. That would be people that actively let it happen or actually plan to let it happen. That's another possibility, and that's what my friends in New York and elsewhere are looking into. We don't have any answers to that. And what we've been looking for mostly is, hey, it's been 15 years, right? 15 years. Usually, within 15 years, somebody gets drunk at some bar and says, you know, oh, hey, Lisa, I'll tell you, let me tell you how we wired those buildings, and I'll tell you how those things went. That hasn't happened, okay? Or you have somebody who was involved and has a qualm of conscience and says, you know, before I die, I think I have to make a clean breath of this and just say, you know, what really happened. That hasn't happened yet. That's far from solid proof of anything, but you would look for that to happen. So where am I? I'm at a point where I say, look, we have more information on the Saudi angle now. We might be able to force more information out of the stuff that's been redacted. We have to keep plugging, and my friends in New York are keeping plugging. So what do we do? Well, we also have to kind of, we have to do this before our country goes even farther down the slippery scale. There is, Dr. King once said, there is such a thing as too late. Let me share a story out of my experience in Germany about too late. Some of you know Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who is the Lutheran pastor who stood up to the Nazis. They caught up with him and they captured him, and he was put in a Berlin prison, and they hanged him just as the Allies were coming up to free the concentration camps and so forth. Signing a confession, of course. I mean, the Germans are very orderly. If they don't have a confession from you, then it's not quite tidy enough, okay? So.
And that's the problem. They're organized. They should have had it written down about them killing Jews, having gas chambers, any of that, which they don't. Anything they found is fraud. So what happened, guys? All you have is these crazy people telling you what they think happened to them, and you film it with Steven Spielberg, and it's gonna go on for hundreds of years, you bunch of locomotives.
Where are all the young people? Why is Ray McGovern the only one at the torture baroness hearing to protest? Where's the youth? They're all shit posting on Facebook and Twitter and talking about fake genders and whatever Kanye did or whatever. They don't do the grown-up thing of going to Congress, especially people in Maryland, Virginia, that area, You can Uber there. It's so easy to do. Everyone should have been there to protest. But then, of course, the cops may have killed somebody. Who knows? I mean, they protect the special class. But I would like your shekels if you can afford it. It's $12 a year. Thousands of you watch these videos. We could be done, have that JFK film started tomorrow. I'll debate anyone about anything. People ask me, would you woodshed or will you debate Ben Shapiro? Of course I would. But is he? No. Do I have a way of reaching him? No. So don't pester me. Go pester him. I already said yes, okay? I'll say yes to would you debate fill in the blank? Yes, I will. I will debate anybody, whenever. Okay? That's my answer. So go bother the other person. Don't say it to me. Brendan O'Connell. I've asked him to Skype for months. He just won't. He talk a lot of shit, doesn't show up. And then his minions start talking shit, they don't show up. So I'm not going to waste my time chasing people around. I'm here. I will debate anyone about whatever, whenever. I don't care. I don't have a ego in this crap. I don't try to win arguments. I just try to figure out what happened, what's true. I don't care who's right. I care about what's right. That's all the videos I do and stuff. When I made War by Deception, I was like, I want criticism. I want you to tell me where it's wrong.